Okay, so this channel is for all my island special educators out there. Hi, welcome one special educator to another. How are you doing? I hope you're doing fine. I know it's COVID and everybody is trying to stay inside and still, at the same time preparing for the new school year. And because of that, I decided that I could probably try sharing some information about special education in terms of in the secondary institutions in Jamaica, and voila, I am here. So, introductions. I am Johanna Hemans. I am a special educator in Jamaica. I am currently working as a APSE coach at a secondary institution in Jamaica, and that is what this channel is about. This channel is about APSE coaches in Jamaica and what our duties are, what a regular year looks like, what are some of the things that we'll have to do. And then due to the whole COVID thing, I might be comparing a lot of things that I did last year or the year before that to some of the things that I'll be doing now. And a little back information, I guess. I have been doing coaching for the past 2 years. I graduated the Michael University College. Woo, woo. Michaelian in the house. On this channel, I want to share, as I said earlier, my understanding of my duties as an APSE coach. And I know that I don't have everything down pat, like I don't have everything down perfectly, but I would like to share what I do know and some of the things that I have been using. I have been learning so much. I learned so much in my past 2 years, and I would love to share some of what I learned. And I would love to continue to learn while I share it with everybody here. So, without further ado, because I'll be talking for forever, the first thing that I wanted to get down is APSE. APSE, what is APSE? Alternative Pathways to Secondary Education. And that is the program that is now in our secondary education system in Jamaica. APSE caters to 3 pathways. So everybody coming into the high schools now are on 3 pathways. Pathway 1, and I'm going to do probably a horrible job of really explaining what this is, so bear with me. Pathway 1, these are the set of typical students. They are basically able to function on their own with, let's say, guided questions. So if it is that I, as a classroom teacher, send some work to the classroom and I go and I leave a set of guiding questions, step 1, step 2, instructions and questions, what to do next. These students can function, they can do their research, they can read enough to comprehend a little on their own and research enough to get information needed as long as the instructions are clear. Pathway 2 students are the students who would sort of require the teacher to be in the classroom with them. So even if I do give the guiding questions and I do give instructions, I would still need to be there as the general educator to continue to guide these students along the path that I'd like them to trod on. And Pathway 3 students are my students with learning disabilities, behavioral disorders, and they're not your typical students, all right? However, these students are in our classrooms, in our general education classrooms, and so in an effort, I think this is all my opinion, in an effort to cater to the needs of these students, the Jamaican government has employed special educators to assist teachers in reaching these students at their needs, right? So that should basically give you an idea of what really takes place. you have both the special educator and the general educator working together to cater to the needs of the students on pathway 2 and 3. Right, so that might include planning sessions. So we would have to plan together, so we'll get a general idea of the class. I'll do my observations, and this is all after our initial diagnostic testing, and I will definitely get into what that is about. So after our diagnostic testing and analyzing that data, we will then move into organizing our classroom. So after observing our students, we would then move into really what is the type of classroom that we can have. So we'd group our students based on whatever criteria we might have, whether it be we're grouping the fastest set of students together, or it is that we're having mixed groups. We'll do that, the special educator and the general classroom teacher together. And this is done for each subject area. And why is this done for each subject area is because students in pathways 2 and 3, and I also in pathway 1, but we're focusing on pathway 2 and 3, will react differently or will learn differently in different subject areas. So while Johnny will be able to fire in a science class, he might not be able to do that in a social studies class. And so he might need to be in a different group for that class. And that is basically what we would do. After we organize our class, we will then go ahead and plan accordingly to the groups that we have. And depending on the topic, we might also need to regroup our students. And then after planning and knowing our students and planning for them, then we will move into the delivery of the lesson. So the special educator can assist the teacher within the classroom as well. If it is that we planned a lesson where we're co-teaching or we're one teach, one assist, whatever the team teaching, whatever the pair teaching, whatever it is that we will be doing, we would administer that within the classroom. And that might also be outside of the classroom in terms of special educator or teacher making whatever manipulatives we might need for the classroom, right? So we would group the students who are in these pathways, and that is a part of the duties of the special educator and the classroom teacher. And we do this and that's the general feel of APSE. So when we say APSE, we're looking into catering to the specific needs of the students within each subject area for each topic, for each class, just really narrowing down where these students need the help and how we can best help them as a special educator and classroom teacher working together. Another thing that I would like to mention today is testing. And why I'd want to mention testing today is because it is one of the most important parts of the program, of approaching students, of special education. Testing is always important. All right, so when we test at the beginning of the school year for new students or grade 7 students or students who have been transferred into the school, we normally do a math diagnostic test and a reading test. And this reading test is really to test their reading and comprehension skills. I'll talk on the math first because math is not my strong area. In math, we have different sections within the diagnostic test that indicates to the teachers, okay, the student is struggling in this area and this is the area that they need to address. And it will also give us a general feel of the level at which the student is. So we might have sections like geometry and measurement. And these sections, depending on the percentage within each section that the student gets right, then we'll be better able to say, okay, this student might need to move across pathways for some assistance. And I can get into that in further detail if you guys want. Moving across pathways to get the level of math education that they need. and that is just a part of the math diagnostic test. How we summarize the math diagnostic test, there are 3 levels to it. We have not ready, almost ready, and ready, right? And these are just indicators of the general view of where the student is. For the IDRI, which is the reading inventory, the reading test, this now is where this also has different sections, and these different sections indicate to the teacher and the special educator where the student is in terms of English and comprehension, reading and comprehension, and where we can or where we would need to take the student. And from the IDRI, sometimes we'll find that the student might need assistance in decoding, the student might need assistance in comprehension, the student might need assistance in fluency. And that's just some of the things that you'd get from the reading inventory. What we oftentimes see is that pathway 3 students are students who struggle with even letters of the alphabet and letter sounds, and that would also come out in the reading inventory. And then it is at that point, based on the reading inventory, the results from the PEP and the math diagnostic, then these students are placed within a pathway. And then the teachers now are able to, as I said earlier, group these students, work with them where they're at, and help to push them towards having an amazing future. That might be, whether it be a skill-based future or a theoretical-based future, and whatever that section is called, right? So that is the aim of the program. I think the program aims to really meet students with where they are at, and then help them to become their best selves, adding to society and not taking away from. So I think I did say a little bit about the APSE program and diagnostic testing and grouping. It was a lot of talking, and I did talk fast. But so yes, on this channel, if this will not be my first and only video, if this will not be my first and only video, we will cover more of, I would like to cover more of what the program really entails, and just step by step the different things to implement and the different ways that we go about doing things within the program. The coaches are not standing by themselves. Along with APSE coaches, you do have APSE teachers within the schools, and these teachers also are within the schools for support of the regular general education classroom teacher. The APSE teachers, this is not my forte, so I'm trying to remember what I think I was told about their roles. The APSE teacher's role is to help to lessen the amount of students that are within each class, so that we can better be able to reach the students on pathway 2 and 3. And I think that's the best way I can explain it. I'm not sure if I did it justice, but that is one of the roles of the classroom teacher on the program, or that are in aid of the program. Right, due to this COVID though, I'm actually pretty excited about what this new school year might hold, which is probably weird, but I think it might be a new way of teaching and learning coming. Well, I don't even think, it's definitely a new way of teaching and learning, and I think it will be challenging, because students on pathways 2 and 3 really require hands-on learning. Their majority are tactile learners, so physically being there, being able to touch, being able to do, being able to interact with your classmates, your teachers, it's really point for them. So I think it's going to be a lot of online learning, and we will have to come up with some strategies, some ways of helping these students to follow instructions and still have that tactile part of it, but finding an in between. So this has been a wonderful experience for me. It's my first time, guys. Right, so I'm freaking out at the end, but I hope that it has been informative, and I hope that it will continue to be informative, and I really do hope to share my ideas, some ways of implementing certain things within the school, within the classes, and hopefully it will be where I will learn from you as you learn from me, and we will be able to share our experiences within the classroom. I'm sure some special educators within the Jamaican school system will be here, hopefully, and please feel free to share your opinions. Be kind, because I've read comments on the internet and they're not pretty, but whatever. So again, all of this is just my point of view on the whole take of special education, as in APSE, within the Jamaican system, and how my approach has been towards it, some of my experiences, and how I really understand what I do and how it has been working for me. And if it is that you have been doing something else, doing something different, again, I'm here for information purposes. So share, comment, join the dialogue in the comment section that will start soon, I hope. But yes, so definitely tell me if this video was good by liking it, giving it a thumbs up if that makes sense to you, and if not, then okay. But yeah, so that is the end of my video, and I hope it was informative. Again, I'm stressing it, I'm definitely here for information purposes, and I really would like to know what you would like to know, so that if I know anything about it, I could share it with you. All right, shalom, bye.